Occurred, the 22nd of June 1998, 0 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape: light duration: 5 minutes. Know of observers: 2 characteristics. Lights on object to National UFO Reporting Center from name deleted. Dear National UFO Reporting Center, I live in the city of Evansville, located in southern Indiana. At approximately 10:45 p.m. on June 22, my fiancé and I both noticed a strange speck of light as we stood on the ledge of our second-story apartment. The light behaved in a bizarre fashion, moving at what seemed to be incredible speeds in a zigzag motion back and forth. It would disappear into some trees for a moment, then reappear. The entire episode lasted until 10:50. In our attempt to give this moment a rational explanation, we both ruled out the following. The object did not appear to be any type of aircraft due to its bizarre flying behavior, nor was it a searchlight because there was no ground source projecting it. I am writing this to the National UFO Reporting Center in the hopes that there may have been others that had witnessed this strange event. It may be possible that the object was picked up on radar at our local airport, though I could not obtain that information at this time. Whatever it was, it has defiantly spooked both of us into thinking that much of the stuff we see on TV may not be figments of the imagination.
Occurred, the 17th of June 1999, 23 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape: light duration: 1 minute. Know of observers: 1. I was outside at work at the specified time, looking up at approximately a 75-degree angle facing east. I noticed a small group of stars and was just admiring them. There was 3 in a sort of one-sided diamond shape when I noticed one start to move in a northern direction. It moved at a steady but slow pace. I watched the thing go north till the horizon obscured the view. The entire instance lasted about 1 minute.
Occurred, the 16th of November 1999, 18 hours 40 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Elberfeld, in USA. Shape: fireball duration: 3 to 4 minutes. Know of observers: 1 characteristics. Aura or haze around object, left a trail. Landed. I was traveling home from work on I-164 from Evansville, Indiana to Oakland City, in. As I was approaching the I-64 crossover, I saw a bright green fireball with a long greenish tail. My first thought was that it was a plane crashing, but then realized it was green, not red like fire. I slowed my car and pulled over onto the shoulder. I was in a panic when the next thought was this was a meteor which had not burned up. The size, if it was huge, approximately the size of a Doppler radar globe. I was trying to remember how large of an explosion would be generated by one this size when it began to slow down. As it slowed, the tail was breaking up into sparkles and it sounded like static as a television shuts down, crackling. It was moving west to east. It passed over a gas station toward fields. I sat there a moment in shock but too afraid to investigate in the dark. The next morning, I left for work early and drove down the country road it had gone down, in. There were no broken trees or holes or scorched fields. I have no idea what I saw, but it was not a plane, nor a meteor. It was about treetop level and speed was observable, meaning it was not in the far reaches of space.
Occurred, the 1st of January 2022, hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape: cigar duration: 2 seconds. Know of observers: 0. Long black cigar-shaped craft flew over at low altitude and was extremely quick despite no engine noise, only wind. Standing in the driveway facing the garage, east, saw bright lights reflecting off of the garage door. Turned west, towards the street, expecting to see a car in the street facing our house, or even a car in our driveway. No car present. Immediately looked up and heard a whoosh or something cutting through the wind. like a hang glider, only I saw a fairly large, approximately 30 feet long, black cigar-shaped aircraft of some sorts. I have experience working around aircraft at night, and this was very different. It had no sound engine after the initial noise. It flew from south to north just above a mature tree in our backyard. It disappeared in an instant, making no noise at all. It was truly amazing. I wondered what I had just witnessed. Maybe some new Gov aircraft. I called EVV and talked to ATC. No reports of low-flying aircraft. Our house lies under the approach pattern for aircraft from the south, however we are 6 miles south of the airport, much too far for an aircraft to be at an altitude of 40 to 60 feet. There are too many power lines for it to have been a hanged glider, plus it was dark. That would have been suicide.
Occurred, the 1st of January 2022 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds local location, Evansville, Indiana, USA shape, cigar duration, 2 seconds no of observers, 0 long black cigar-shaped craft flew over at low altitude and was extremely quick despite no engine noise, only wind, standing in the driveway facing the garage, east, saw bright lights reflecting off of the garage door turned, west, towards the street expecting to see a car in the street facing our house, or even a car in our driveway. No car present. Immediately looked up and heard a whoosh or something cutting through the wind, like a hang glider, only I saw a fairly large, approx. 30 feet long, black cigar-shaped aircraft of some sorts. I have experience working around aircraft at night, and this was very different. It had no sound engine after the initial noise. It flew from south to north just above a mature tree in our backyard. It disappeared in an instant, making no noise at all. It was truly amazing. I wondered what I had just witnessed. Maybe some new government aircraft. I called EVV and talked to ATC. No reports of low-flying aircraft. Our house lies under the approach pattern for aircraft from the south, however we are 6 miles south of the airport, much too far for an aircraft to be at an altitude of 40 to 60 feet. There are too many power lines for it to have been a hanged glider, plus it was dark. That would have been suicide. Occurred, the 1st of April 2006 hours 28 minutes and 0 seconds local location, Evansville, Indiana, USA shape, sphere duration, 10 minutes no of observers. One noticed a dark stationary object hanging just below the cloud base, was driving eastbound on Indiana Highway 62 going into work Saturday morning approximately 0630 on the 4th of January 00 when I noticed a dark object with a spherical shape hanging motionless below the cloud base. It was totally overcast that morning. Not knowing the height to the clouds can't really give estimate of size. Clouds may be 1500 to 2500 feet and I was looking at an angle of approx. 35 to 40 degrees from horizontal. It appeared to be size between index finger not quite covering it to thumb covering it. Color was not quite black, it appeared black with respect to clouds. During the time I observed it, it did not appear to move during the time it took me to drive 4 miles and set through 4 traffic light changes. I saw it once more after turning on Ouge Road through a break in the trees, pulled in the lot at work and could not get an angle on it anymore due to trees in the area. I did have a brief glimpse of it through an 8x25 monocular at a traffic light, didn't notice anything other than that it might have been in the clouds themselves as it was a little blurred, as having a solid black object and spraying a dusting of white paint on it. I didn't notice much else at light changed and got honked at. It was totally stationary, angle and position against the clouds remained the same. A plane or a helicopter would have showed noticeable movement in the time span. It might have been a hot air balloon, but it would have been awful early for that. 06:30 on that date would have been 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, not really sure what it was. Sending this in and wondering if others have reported the same object.
Occurred, the 7th of May 2022 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds local location, Evansville, Indiana, USA shape, diamond duration, 10 seconds no of observers. One I spotted an amber-colored diamond in the sky that seemed to shrink and fade until I could see it no more. I was looking to the west-northwest. I saw a single, bright, amber-colored diamond-shaped object in the sky to the west-northwest of Evansville. The object, when it caught my eye, was about the size of my thumbnail at arm's length. The object immediately seemed to shrink in size until it could not be seen at all. Time to shrink was about 10 seconds. There was no horizontal or vertical movement to the object. It was APPX. 30 degrees above the horizon. I have a habit of looking into the night sky as I walk to my front door to see what celestial objects are visible at night. I first thought it to be a planet or very bright star, until it disappeared. It was then I realized that the sky was completely overcast. The object was in the normal flight path for departing aircraft from EVV, but I saw no other lights or beacons or lateral movement that would indicate an aircraft. I have no approximation at all for distance to the object. I watched for a few minutes afterward with no other activity in that area of the sky. It may be nothing, but I thought I should report in case I wasn't the only one to have seen this object.